MrTranswars96 here with another video. I'm going to be showing you guys a rumored wave of Marvel Legends. So I do cover rumor waves of Marvel Legends here on this channel just because I find that they're not only interesting, but most of the time they're actually true. Most of the rumors that I've covered have been absolutely true. We have rumors for 3 upcoming waves. The waves themselves we know are going to come, and then the rumored assortments of them, though, have been listed. With Toy Fair coming in just a few weeks, it would make sense that something like this would come out right about now, and these waves themselves actually do seem to be quite legitimate. So I would definitely believe that these are true, and here I'm going to be covering them. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about the Marvel Knights wave, which is basically the Netflix Marvel wave, but we do have the rumors for the Thor Ragnarok wave, as well as the second wave for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 movie. I will be covering those in separate videos. So to talk about the Marvel Knights Assorted Wave, 2 of these characters we've already seen, Punisher and Jessica Jones. I'm not going to talk about them much. Punisher looks alright, the face is a little off. Jessica Jones, I think, looks quite good. The face sculpt is pretty good for this scale. It's not perfect, but it's good, and I like the sculpt a lot. It's so different from anything that we've really had before, so I'm very happy about her, and I like that character a lot, so I'm excited for her. Now, the rest of this assortment, I had my fingers crossed would be only from the show, although I didn't expect it to be, and of course it's not. There's a lot of comic characters in this wave, which is a shame. But let's go through them. Obviously, Daredevil. This is a no-brainer, and of course it's going to be the Netflix version. There's just no doubt about it. I'm sure they'll do the Season 2 costume. I would love to get like the Season 2 and Season 1 costume. That would be great, but if I only had one, of course I'd go with the Season 2. So I'm very excited for that figure, and that was one that, you know, everybody knew we were going to get. Then we have Elektra. Now this is interesting because it could be the Netflix show Elektra or the comic Elektra. I really don't know which one they do. If I had to personally guess, I would guess that they go with the comic Elektra, because then the wave would be pretty evenly divided between comic and movie, or comic and Netflix characters, as well as it would just be a lot easier for them because they could just reuse a woman sculpt, and then her outfit can just be painted on. It doesn't have to be sculpted or anything like that. While the new one, the Netflix one, would have to be a completely new sculpted figure. And, you know, Hasbro's not super generous when it comes to that, so I seriously doubt that it will be the Netflix version. However, I would much prefer it to be the Netflix version. I don't like Elektra from the comics. I've never been too into Elektra. The closest I've ever gotten to actually liking Elektra was the Netflix show, and even then, I still wasn't super into her. So, if I had to pick one, I would totally go with the Netflix one. So, my fingers are certainly crossed for that, but I'm certainly not expecting it, unfortunately. Then we have Blade. Blade's another character that I really have never connected with. You know, he hunts vampires, which is a fine plot line, but for a Marvel, you know, property, I'm not too into it. So I'm not super excited for this Blade figure. I know there was a Blade figure that was going to be released as like a variant to the Punisher in a couple of years ago that was just never released. So possibly they'd be finally releasing that sculpt, or they would be actually doing a completely new sculpt for Blade. Who knows? Then we have Bullseye. I'm very excited for Bullseye. I like that character a lot. So character-wise, I'm very excited for him. Figure-wise, I think it'll be pretty basic. It's just going to be a Bucky Cap mold type of thing. I really do hope that he comes with hands so that are holding cards or something like that. If he doesn't come with any accessories, he's going to be incredibly boring. But if he actually has some cards or something like that, you could pose him up really nicely, and that would be quite good. So there's the rumored assortment. Now, as far as the Build-A-Figure goes, there's no word on it. My personal guess would be Kingpin. I think that that's the logical Build-A-Figure for this series. Whether they go with the Netflix one or the comic one, I would strongly think that they go with the comic one. Personally, I'd be pretty happy with both because I want a Netflix one and I want a comic one. So either way, I'd be happy. But the Netflix one, although he's a bigger guy, he's not like massive or anything. So he'd be very small for a Build-A-Figure. However, the comic one, he is just massive. So he would actually make for a good Build-A-Figure, and he'd of course be a new sculpt, which would be very nice as well. And I would really enjoy that figure. You know, he would definitely need to come with like a cane at least, but I think a cigar too would really help sell it. So I'd be very excited for that as the Build-A-Figure. Overall, this wave is obviously missing the Netflix Luke Cage, as well as Iron Fist. So I would imagine there would be a second assortment of this, that comes out later on, maybe in 2018, that will include Luke Cage and and Iron Fist, and then of course any of the other characters that are introduced in the Defenders show, so that should be very exciting. I really love the villains, so I would definitely like to see some villains. Again, I want a Netflix Kingpin, and I want a Netflix Purple Man, although, Purple Man might not return, I'll just say. So I doubt that we'll really get him, but I would certainly love it. I loved Purple Man from the show, and I love Kingpin from the show too. So I hope that they do make Elektra the Netflix version and not the comic, but I seriously doubt that. But I would really love to get a lot of Netflix characters, considering this is basically the only company that's making them that's not like Pop, So I'm quite excited for this wave. I think that this is going to be a highly sought after wave because all of these characters, the Netflix show ones, are really loved, and of course we haven't received any figures from them before, so this is exciting, and I definitely cannot wait to see the outcome of this and to see the final products. Hopefully they will be shown at New York Toy Fair, which starts on the 18th if I'm not mistaken, so should be pretty soon here. So there you go, that's my thoughts on this rumored assorted wave. It's supposed to come out August 1st, 2017, and I'm quite excited for it. So let me know what you guys think of these figures, and thanks so much for watching.